Lunchtime, a welcome break in a busy day. All around the world, there's a new way to munch your lunch, and it's rapidly gaining fans. It's Japan's Bento, a French dictionary. In it, Bento is listed just as it's pronounced in Japanese. The definition? A portable meal in a sealed container with partitions to be eaten during the lunch break. Yes, there's a worldwide bento boom, and the internet's played a big role. Sales of bento boxes are soaring on internet shopping sites. Bento fans love to show off their creations on blogs and social media.
I post pictures of my bento on my blog to share them with others.
Some even think bento can change lives for the better.
Yeah, I think bento does make a lot of people happy.
Among the international ranks of bento makers, there's one Japanese woman who has led the way. Maki Ogawa. For more than 10 years, she's shared her homemade bento via the internet. Hoping to make friends with people all over the world through her bentos, she's working hard on her English. She's built an English website. Every time she uploads a new bento, she gets comments from all over.
Amazing, lovely, love them.
Oh, this is super cute.
And it's not just bento fans who love Maki's creations. She's been featured in magazines in many countries. Maki co-authored a bento recipe book in English. It's now being translated into French and Korean.
It's really fun. It's my life's work. I want to share with people everywhere how wonderful bento can be.
Beautiful to look at. Delicious to eat. Making bento might even change your life. Let's dig in. Bento, the Global Lunchbox Project. We set up a website to collect photos and videos of various bento made by people all over the world. Every submission we received is packed with unique, creative ideas. Let's take a closer look at one from Shirley in Singapore. She makes a beautiful bento and shows the whole process. Shirley is making kazari sushi. It's a traditional type of sushi roll that reveals a pattern when sliced. Shirley has some astonishing skills. Let's find out more about her.
I'm Shirley. I'm a top bento artist here based in Singapore.
This is Shirley's bento blog. She does mostly cute bento with various characters, as well as more traditional Japanese-style bento. It's a popular site that's gotten over 600,000 hits.
So everything I see and I do, bento is part of it. So it started with blogging. So I started doing my blog. I was very lucky because a lot of people gave me a lot of support. I think we can find a way to connect to people even outside Singapore.
We visited Shirley's home. Check out her freezer. It's packed with Japanese ingredients. Ever since she started making bento, Shirley has been eager to perfect her skills. She travels to Japan frequently, honing her techniques in cooking classes. On one visit, she learned to make kazari sushi and is now a qualified instructor.
I like Japanese food, and I like all the kawaii characters.
Shirley began making bento 3 years ago. Now, she provides bento classes for people she's met online. Today, she's invited a few students to her home for a bento party.
Hello! Come on in! Hello!
What sort of bento will they be making today? While Shirley and her friends prepare, let's check out some other amazing bento. And let's start with a country famous for both food and art. Not far from the Eiffel Tower, a residential area. Here, there's a woman who has forged global connections through bento.
Bonjour. Allez, tiens, entrez.
Marie has been making bento for 5 years. She uses a bento box like a canvas, creating 3D characters and landscapes. Marie is an architect. With that background, it's natural for her to create highly designed bento. But what was it that got her interested in bento making in the first place?
The cafeteria at my school was terrible, so I started taking my own lunch from home. One day I found a book with recipes for character bento. I started looking for them on blogs and was stunned by what I found. Then I tried making one. I got hooked.
Marie has gone from a fan browsing bento blogs to someone who writes one. Now she's in touch with bento makers around the world, sharing the special appeal of the bento. Here, Marie is making a sketch for a bento. Her ideas for the finished meal. Her theme today is the Moulin Rouge. Nice sketches, but how will they translate into food? Once the design is done, Marie gets straight to cooking. First, she sautés up some red bell peppers. Marie transfers her designs to tracing paper, which she sets over the ingredients as a guide as she cuts the shapes. This will be the roof for the windmill.
This is beef salami. Yes, I use a surgical scalpel because it cuts very, very precisely.
Now, she's making the dancer's skirt. Using this knife allows her to create even delicate lace folds. She adds a layer of bell pepper to create a full, many-layered skirt. This is processed chicken. Marie uses it for the dancers' faces and necks. Working very carefully, she assembles the dancers on top of saffron rice. Their shapely legs are made from air-dried ham. Bell pepper for the mouth, sesame seeds for eyes. Now the final touches. Flowers in front of the windmill and letters for the sign. The glamorous world of the Moulin Rouge, beautifully recreated in a bento box.
Today's bento is the Moulin Rouge. I chose it because it's a symbol of Paris, my city.
does it taste?
It's delicious. Nicely seasoned, with a good saffron aroma. That goes well with the peppers. It tastes just as I hoped. People around me are surprised and take an interest in my bento. They say things like, "Wow, how long did that take to make?" Of course, once you eat it, it's gone. So they always say, "That's too pretty to eat."
But Marie doesn't think so. She enjoys everything about bento, from coming up with ideas to taking the time to bring each meal to completion. She finds the whole process incredibly satisfying. And when each bento is finished, it's admired by people all over the world. That motivates her to keep going. Another Paris resident is also charmed by bento.
In bento, there's a special type of beauty.
This is Lionel. 10 years ago, on a visit to Japan, he was deeply impressed by bento. In 2012, he opened his own bento shop in the 3rd arrondissement of Paris. Lionel was drawn to the artistic beauty of bento. A box with partition spaces becomes a showcase for a colorful yet orderly selection of various meat and vegetables.
The French enjoy beautiful things, and visual appeal is important in food. Since Japanese bento are both convenient and beautiful, I knew they would appeal to French customers.
This woman is a regular client. She comes once a week to buy a bento. When the weather's nice, she likes to enjoy it outdoors.
As soon as I open the lid and see the beautiful colors, I want to start eating. It stirs the appetite. This is very different from eating in a stuck-up 3-star restaurant. It's a new casual way of eating in Paris.
France, the land of art and gourmet food, has embraced the bento. Maki, the pride of bento makers in Japan, is famous for her cute bento for children. Let's peek into her kitchen to see how she makes them. She's got tools and techniques that make almost anything possible. Check out this collection of bento boxes. And look at all those cutters. Maki uses her tools creatively, transforming foods in unexpected ways. She's known for her clever crafting. This cupboard is full of cloths and foreign food packages. What are they for?
I use them as props in my photos.
Maki's many tools reveal her passion for bento making. Actually, there's a reason she's made so many cute bento.
I have a son who is in junior high school now, but when he was little, he hated kindergarten. He'd cry every morning. I started making cute bento to give him courage.
Maki's son Kai hated kindergarten and just wanted to stay home with mom. She poured her heart into his bento so he'd have something to look forward to at lunchtime. At the time, there were hardly any bento with cute characters. It was for her son's sake that Maki taught herself how to make adorable bento.
Because I was making him cute bento, kids would gather, wanting to see what was in his bento. That helped him make friends, and he felt better, and started going to kindergarten happily.
Maki honed her skills making bento for her sons. And over time, the cuteness of her bento charmed the world via the internet. We asked her to show us some of her tricks for making her super cute bento. Here, she uses quail eggs to make a Halloween pumpkin and a little ghost. Maki couldn't make cute bento without quail eggs.
First, I'm gonna shape the eggs.
She starts by making the pumpkin shape. She takes a freshly peeled quail egg while it's still warm and ties it with wrap and rubber bands. After 20 minutes cooling in ice water, she unwraps it, and look! A perfect little pumpkin, complete with ribs.
Next, coloring. I use coloring soup for the pumpkin color. Soak the eggs for about 20 minutes.
Maki uses tweezers to apply little bits of seaweed for the ghost's eyes and mouth. It's important to handle them gently. A little ketchup for the cheeks, and the ghost is done. For a stalk for the pumpkin with its nice curry color, she uses a toothpick. Pop the pumpkin in and...
Ta-da! It's a Halloween bento!
A pumpkin, a ghost, surrounded by colorful vegetables. It's the perfect little Halloween bento. Tiny quail eggs are just the right size for bento. Here's a turtle with an egg for its shell. And elephants with cheddar cheese for the ears and nose. Bunnies too. The ears and legs are made from processed fish cake. Maki has a network of bento friends around the world. Who is she contacting today?
Hi, Sherry! Hi! Hi, you!
Hello, Maki! I'm good. How are you? Long time no see.
Maki is chatting with Shirley in Singapore. They first met online. Now, whenever Shirley visits Japan, they go shopping together for items for their bento.
Here are my friends. We are all here to make bento later.
Today, let's use sausages to make cute characters.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know this? No? No? We call those sausage.
Cute little aliens. The Japanese word for alien is seijin, and these are made of sausages, or soseji as they're called in Japan. Put that together and you've got sosejin. It's a clever play on words.
Very cute. We will make our own sausage later.
Okay. Good luck. Have fun. Bye.
So I thought today we can make a cute bento together. We can all make different characters.
Here are today's ingredients. Everyone will make little Japanese-style hamburgers for their bento. Of course, creativity is key. They're going to try making sosejin too.
Make the patty very soft. Yeah, so I like the tofu texture to it.
To give the hamburger meat a Japanese taste, Shirley mixes in shiitake mushrooms and tofu. Each is shaping the meat however they please.
For my daughters.
Yes.
I am making this one for my husband.
Oh.
Newlywed Felicia is taking cooking lessons for her husband. So naturally, she's made heart shapes. Looks good. Next, they work on the sausage aliens. Slice the sausages in half, add cuts for arms and legs, and drop them in boiling water.
It's so cute!
So this one's very quick, you can see. Already come out already. So that you can decorate, draw the eyes.
Now each student makes her favorite character out of rice.
Panda.
Jessie loves Japanese food and anything cute. She's made a panda rice ball.
What's this? Bear with hearts.
Allison is going to surprise her daughters with these cute bento. This is Lena's first bento. She's a dancer who likes the chic and spicy. What does she make?
The bikini.
A bikini-clad mermaid. Spicy indeed. And this is Shirley's adorable bento. Love that seaweed hairdo. And comical alien sausages. Teacher does it best. 2 hours later, everyone's finished their bento.
Hi! I made my own bento. Yeah.
Maki made a sosejin bento too. Colorful toothpicks add a really cute touch. The stars are made from purple sweet potatoes. The aliens seem right at home.
This is sausage in bento.
One of the best things about bento is that you can take the food you love to work or school. Our website has been flooded with messages from bento fans around the world.
My name's Keith and I live in the northeast of England. I first started packing bento as a way to make sure that I was eating healthy lunches, the crunch of the carrots compared to the softness of the cucumber.
Keith has digestion troubles, so his bento is mostly vegetables. To add color, he makes a marbled egg by cracking a hard-boiled egg and soaking it in juice.
Really good in bento effects, but as they are handmade every time.
Popped on top and he's ready to go.
Hi, I'm Boris.
I'm Karen, and we are from Hong Kong.
Newlyweds in Hong Kong. Karen watches her health by taking bentos to work. Boris always prepares his special omelet for her. Add avocado and tomato salad, and you've got a healthy, loving bento.
We love bento.
Hi, I'm Miriam from America, and today I'm going to be making falafel and Japanese potato salad bento. Falafel is from my dad's side of the family. Japanese potato salad bento.
Miriam was born in the U.S. to a Sudanese father and an Indian mother. She loves bento because you can fill them with foods you love and have something different every day.
With falafel and tomatoes and onions. And now I'm going to squeeze it in there.
Another great bento with foods from many countries. Jack is an engineer at a Texas technology company.
Today I'm going to show you how to make a Taiwanese bento called Bento. So we add the soy sauce.
First, using his mom's special recipe, Jack makes sambeji, a taste from back home in Taiwan. He simmers chicken with garlic, ginger, and basil.
That heat that's left over from cooking, and then you'll just get a nice, fragrant dish.
As he carries on the tradition, he makes bento for 6, including his wife and colleagues.
Our egg.
The bento boom has reached the world's top financial city too, New York. Midtown, a business hub in the middle of busy Manhattan. Bryant Park is a popular lunch spot for people working nearby. Among the many New Yorkers munching the standard sandwich for lunch, we spotted one man eating a bento.
It tastes delicious. I got the salmon. Looks like I got some cabbage and some okra. Always with the rice and some type of cutlet. Because it has everything that you want, you know, and they, some expert kind of picked it all out for you and put it together like a little perfect lunch, and you don't have to worry about doing it right.
Bento gained stock in New York after Lehman Brothers collapsed in 2008. That event triggered a global financial crisis, and everyone started looking for ways to save money. To economize on lunch, lots of people started buying bento or bringing their own from home. This woman makes bento every morning for her businessman husband. Her first aim is to save money.
I mean, I think I mentioned before that I'm generally frugal and trying to save money, and I don't like when my husband goes out and spends $10 or $12 a day on lunch and some drink that's probably not very good for him. So if I pack this, I know that I've only spent, you know, maybe $2 or $3.
6 years later, bento are a regular part of New Yorkers' lives. But the needs of bento eaters are starting to change.
Maybe once a week.
Once a week?
Yeah. Convenient, it's tasty, healthy, there's a variety of stuff, I guess. So, you know, it comes in a box.
Now, more New Yorkers are interested in the healthy possibilities offered by bento. This is Masha. She makes a healthy bento for herself about once a week. She runs an English language school in a high-end part of Midtown. She also teaches some of the private lessons. Despite her busy schedule, Masha devotes 40 minutes in the morning to her bento. She's expecting a baby, so she's very careful about her ingredients.
Usually like a mostly vegetarian bento. With local stuff, usually organic. I want to make sure, especially in the US, that everything is organic. And like I said, just seasonal things that are healthy and kale is the superfood in New York.
Masha began making bento 6 years ago when she met Michiru, a Japanese student at her English school.
So Michiru-san used to come to our house and she would always bring a little bento with her. And I thought that was so cute and so sweet. So I started thinking about it. And I took different Japanese cooking classes and started thinking about just food in general. And more health-based food, so.
Brown rice is rich in vitamin E. For a balanced meal, Masha adds lots of vegetables. Those are carrots in the rice, and lentils and veggies under the egg. There's the kale, and in the middle, green beans and corn, and zucchini too. For dessert, fresh blueberries and apricot. Lunchtime at her English school.
Hey guys. Hey. Hey. How are you? Good. How you doing? Pretty good. We've got some food today.
Awesome. Did you make this yourself?
I did. It's all vegetarian, so baby zucchini.
Masha always makes extra so she can share with her staff.
I think it's delicious and healthy, and so sometimes I think we think of healthy food as not being as good, but this is excellent.
Bento are both healthy and delicious. They fuel New Yorkers through their busy days. It can be tough fitting bento making into a busy workday morning. How do Japanese moms manage? Maki shares some time-saving tips.
Okay, I make 3 at the same time like I usually do.
Every morning, Maki puts together 3 bento in just 20 minutes. Today, she'll make 3 dishes with these ingredients. What does she do to save time? She starts by cooking the vegetables and sausages. The trick is starting with the ingredients that need to cook longer. First, the carrots. Once the water is at a boil, in go the potatoes and sweet potatoes. After 2 minutes, she adds the broccoli, cauliflower, and okra. Veggies that take longer always go in first. Finally, the sausages. They only need 30 seconds. Total cooking time? Just 4 minutes. This is chikuzenni, vegetables simmered with chicken. A quick tempura of salmon and maitake mushrooms. Now she puts everything together. The ingredients are the same, but by changing how she cuts and arranges them, she can customize each bento to suit her family's tastes and appetites. She cuts the vegetables into different shapes. The carrot and sweet potato become flowers. This potato becomes a star. A minute of extra effort makes a big difference in presentation.
Tempura and chikuzenni are brown, so I put in boiled vegetables. Veggies make bento colorful and healthier too. I'm done!
They all look delicious. Her husband has a bigger appetite, so he gets more tempura. He also gets a big helping of chikuzenni to go with all that rice. This is her son's bento. Kids love these cute animal characters. Her own bento is mostly vegetables. The flowers make a nice accent. A bento should make you smile when you open the lid. That's what Maki strives for. One reason for the worldwide bento boom is that it's so much fun to share your creations. Let's check out some of the imaginative bento that people sent in.
Hello, my name is Amaret. What I enjoy most about making bento is just the unlimited possibility. There's so much that can happen inside one tiny little box.
A large Italian tomato. What is she making? Oh, a lobster! Her creativity amazed so many people that Amaret held an exhibition.
Hi everyone!
Ever since she was little, Ariane has loved making things. She's fallen head over heels for bento. The final result? A field of flowers.
Hi everyone, this is Kellerin from Kellerin Bento.
College student Carolyn first saw bento online 4 years ago and was quickly hooked. When she eats her creations on campus, everyone comments on how cute they look. Anna makes bento with weekly themes. She wants her kids to enjoy their lunch. She made this bento with a Halloween theme. Whoa, those fingers look freaky.
Today, I'm making a Dutch bento.
Here are her ingredients. What can she make with these? Okay, the veggies go into the pot. Wait a minute, is this really a bento? A radish becomes a flower. Sandwiches and vegetables provide pretty background. Next, we go to San Francisco, where bento have changed a life and a neighborhood. A residential area, a 10-minute drive from central San Francisco. Deborah makes bento every day for her son in elementary school. Liver paste, cheese, and pickles wrapped up in a tortilla. Boiled vegetables and fruit complete a healthy bento. This bento is one of her son's favorites. Deborah began making bento 10 years ago. David, her husband at the time, was diagnosed with a serious digestive condition. Celiac disease is a chronic autoimmune disorder. It's triggered by a protein in wheat and flour called gluten. People with this disease face strict dietary limitations.
There were a lot of difficult parts to that. Partly it meant there were a lot of foods I just couldn't eat anymore.
That's when Deborah thought of Japanese bento. Previously, she had lived and worked in Japan for 10 years. When she first saw bento, she was amazed that so many foods could be packed into such a small space.
That's how you do it.
Sort of Japanese style, even just, cutting it and putting it in a collapsible sandwich box, suddenly that presentation makes it feel more special. So instead of feeling deprived that, oh, it's a gluten-free lunch, feeling like, I've got this wonderful gift.
Here are a few of Deborah's gluten-free bento. Brown rice supply the carbs, but she's careful to balance color and nutrition.
I could open it and it was visually appealing and it was always really tasty. Other people in the office would see them and comment on them sometimes, admiringly, oh, that looks really good. And it made me feel cared for.
Bento have the power to lift our spirits. Deborah firmly believes this and wanted to share that idea with others. For a fundraising event at her son's school, she offered 1 week of bento. The highest bidder would receive a different bento every day for a week. These are some of the bento Deborah made. She was careful to include a good balance of protein for growing kids, as well as lots of vegetables. She made animal characters too, for a fun touch. We spoke to Sullivan, the boy who got Deborah's bento, and his mom, Teresa. So, why did she bid on the week of bento lunches?
I thought that it was something that my son, who was in first grade, would really enjoy. He's a pretty adventurous eater.
It was good. It was really, and I don't really get bento very often.
Oh yeah?
I think that bento is what you make of it. You can make it either something exclusive, very artistic. If that's if that's how you want to express yourself, then it can definitely be something for that. But it can also be something very, very helpful for your family, to help you with nutrition and just loving and showing that care for your family. Just makes the food special. And that's what I really like about the bento.
Deborah started making bento out of love for her husband and son. She started a blog, and her enthusiasm soon spread to her son's school and then throughout the neighborhood. Today, she's hosting a bento picnic. Everyone brings a bento and shares it with the group.
Wow! This smoke! That's so good.
Deborah makes the best spicy.
I know you did. Are you happy with your spicy? Yeah. Go, right. All right. Get out with your spicy self.
Oh, it was really good. There was a lot of different styles, different foods. I especially liked the spread that they had with the herring. Yeah, some spicy, sweet, salty, a lot of different tastes. Yeah.
So you guys sharing?
Yeah, it was a lot of family style bento sharing.
Just a few years ago, no one could have imagined that so many people in so many places would join in the bento spirit. Using the internet, people can share their love of bento even across oceans. Bento is bringing the world closer together. Yes, the bento has gone beyond Japan's borders to become a new food culture shared by people all over the globe.
Hello, I'm Talia from Israel. I've been bentoing for about 3.5 years now. Vegetables in.
Talia lost weight by eating bento.
During the day, so I'm not as worried about having it at dinner time.
Well-balanced bento are a healthy way to get slim.
I love bento!
Hi, I'm Sherry. I'm a mom of 2. I have a 10-year-old boy and a 7-year-old girl.
Hawaii-born Sherry thinks of her kids' happy faces as she makes their bento.
So a cute and fun bento can get them to focus on eating and also encourage them to try foods that they might not otherwise want to try.
Hi, my name is Yvette and I am the owner of Little Bento World in Australia.
Yvette from Australia fell in love with Japanese culture on a trip to Japan. She is making a type of sushi called futomaki roll. Her daughter loves it too. Jennifer grows fresh vegetables as a hobby, so she has ingredients right at hand. She showcases the colors and shapes of her homegrown produce in her bento.
Hello, I'm Kerstin from Germany. I love Japanese food.
Kirsten in Germany enjoys traditional Japanese bento with her family.
And of course, I will not forget the shrimp.
Today, her bento has battered shrimp and inari sushi.
I love bento.
Bear with hearts.
The world is full of bento fans. You can see all the photos and videos sent in to us on our Bento Project website.
Yay!
Why not join the fun and send in your own bento creations?
Ta-da!